Going to Ash Grove Cement today. This is near Leamington, Utah. That's the closest city at least, so sometimes called Leamington. I'm going to do a walkthrough of how to get loaded here. There are some things that I have to have two hands to do, so I'll have to put the phone down and then bring it back up and show you what I did. We'll show you as best we can. So regardless of whatever direction you come up here, you're going to turn down, not up, if that makes sense. You're going down towards the silos. And then you come through here and you veer to the right. We're going to get under these racks. They have a line painted on the ground so that you can line up your driver's side tires pretty much right on the line. That'll get you right about centered with these racks. All right, now we're gonna put on our hard hat and gloves. I'm gonna run up there and open the racks. So before we head up there, they have a wheel chock. Of course, we need a chock. Now we head up here. We're gonna put our racks down and open our dome lids and leave them open. These racks do slide side to side so that you can move them around if you're not perfectly lined up. And be careful putting them down. Don't slam them down on the trailer. Also, with our trailers, we like to open the rear hatch on the lead, front hatch on the pup. I'm gonna do that and we'll resume at that. Got both of my dome lids open. I made sure the racks are pulled up and secured. Each rack costs $17,000, so if you leave it down and rip it off, that's gonna be painful. This, if you don't pull up the racks, this is supposed to magnetically lock. If it's malfunctioning and your racks are up but it's still locked, you can just press that button to release the magnet. Now we gotta go down and card in. Now, if you haven't been here before, of course, you'll have to do a site-specific training and get your card, and they'll walk you through all this as well. So, we come up here. Where did I put my card? Let's swipe our card up here. And choose your truck. Verify that nothing else has been in there except cement or fly ash. It's okay. Choose your location by using the arrow to choose the right one. Select, and now you're pretty much just going to follow the green buttons. Assign hatch, yes, and yes, create shipment, and exit. Once it gets to this point, now you're good to pull around to the different bays. Let's go do that. So as you pull out, we're just gonna make a big sweeping U-turn. There are 3 different bays you can load at here. Bay 1 and 2 are very similar. They each have one loading chute and they work very similar. Bay 3 has 2 loading chutes, so it's a little faster, a little easier to use. People do prefer Bay 3 and it's open, so I'm going to use that. I will come back and do a video for Bay 1 or 2 as well, so that you'll be able to see how that works. So if you're going into Bay 1 or 2, you'll just skip ahead to that part in the video. Very carefully pull in here into Bay 3. One thing you do need to do, because this particular bay loads both trailers at once, they have a cone right here marking the divide in the scale. You need to have your entire lead trailer tires in front of that cone, and then of course your pup tires behind it, so that the 2 different loading chutes can get you properly loaded to the right weight. Let's go check and see how we did. So this is what I mean by that cone and that line. My tires are in front of it. Okay, we're good to start loading. So we've got our card. I'm gonna scan it right there. It's gonna take a minute to pull everything up that we need it to. Okay, So now the lights start flashing and it reads this up on the screen. We're gonna hit green because we want to simultaneously load. It'll bring up our next bit of instructions. Now it's asking us to place our front spout. What we do is we're going to make sure we're on spout 1, and then we can use this camera up here, and then I believe this camera as well to get our spout placed. So I need to go back a bit. You can see it's moving as I'm moving this joystick. Oh, went too far. Okay, that was this joystick right there, front and back. Now, the left to right. Oh, no, we're gonna start going down. Okay, now I can see on this screen, try and zoom in here, I need to go a little left. So I'm gonna use this here to go a little bit to the left. That looks pretty good. That's looking pretty good up there. So I'm gonna continue to lower it. Everything went nicely. Once it hits, you need to continue to hold it down for about 5 seconds until the green light comes on. So now that I'm on there, it says press green to start filling, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And you hear the buzzer to let you know that it's going to start filling up. You'll likely start to see this camera up here shake once it's doing that. Okay. Now that that's begun, we're able to, there it goes. It says place back spout and hatch. That's what we're waiting for. So now I'm gonna switch this to spout number 2. And we're gonna use that camera and that camera to place it, again, using all these controls. As you can see, I'm a ways off, so I need to move towards the front. I'm gonna use that joystick to start doing that. It's pretty close. Start lowering it to get a look. Looking at that, I need to go a little left. Okay, drop it in. Again, once it hits, hold it down for about 5 seconds. And then once you've held it down long enough, it's gonna ask if the back spout's in. It is, so I'm gonna hit the green button to start loading. Didn't pick it up the first time. Did the second time though, so got the buzzer. Now both of them are loading. And we're going to wait until they're done. They will stop themselves when they hit our target weight. While we're here, we do need to take some samples. So you take, on bay 3, you have to take 2 samples because you're loading out of 2 spouts. So I'll go show you where we do that. Right outside the door is where the first one is. You're simply going to open the bag, hold it over that, and then push and release that a couple times until you fill up to maybe about the white line. And then the other sample spot back here. I'm gonna have to put my phone down while I do this. I'll take these samples and resume the video after that. I took both samples and I put those in the truck. You're gonna take those with you up to where you sign out. So it's been just a few minutes. We're almost fully loaded. If you do have any questions or problems, they have the phone right here. You can call the loadout office. If they don't answer, then plant control, just like the sign says. And they're more than happy to come help you. So don't guess. If you need help, call them. They probably can even walk you through things on the phone. Spout number 1 finished, and it automatically pulled itself up and out. That's good. We're getting close on spout number 2. It's gonna, oh, there it goes. It's starting to raise it up. There it is. Load complete, pick up bill. So now we're gonna pull around and get out of here. Here's an example of bay 1, which is very similar to bay 2. Bay 2 is known for being a little messy. Sorry that the lighting has all changed and now it's daytime, but this is a totally different day. Finally have a chance to show you bay 1. I'll get pulled in here and then I'll show you how everything works. Now, unlike Bay 3, you don't need to worry about where you are on the scale, just want to get in a smart position. Okay, so we start by swiping our card here on the edge, and then it's going to give us some prompts. Of course, we can see we've got this computer up here, and then the green light's going to start flashing. You're going to press that to activate the system. There we go. Now it's telling us to use the joystick. So we're gonna move that using the camera. And of course you use these controls right here. Like Bay 3, you have left and right and all that stuff. It's just kind of the perspective. I actually didn't need to go forward, I need to go back. So I'm getting it centered here. This single camera does make it a little bit harder. Okay, now this one, unlike Bay 3, you don't need to hold it down for a long time. Once it's in the spout and everything's ready, then you're gonna press the green button. It just gave the buzzer and it's gonna start filling it up. In Bay 1, we only load one trailer at a time. One other difference too is this screen is going to display a speed. And we're gonna use the left and right button here. You can see it says faster and slower to increase that speed. So right now it's at 63 pounds per second at 40%. We want to get that valve open to about 60% and flowing around 170 pounds per second. Any faster, it'll start making a mess and the dust will start coming out of the spout. So it's starting to get going here. I'm gonna push that over like that. Just push it over for a bit. You can see that I bumped it up to 64. Didn't mean to, you really don't have any control over that. But so I'm not gonna take it any further and we'll see it continues to ramp up. It's gonna ramp up and then once it's done loading, it'll stop itself, it'll ramp down, and it will pull the spout out. And I'll resume the video at that point. In the meantime, I am gonna take a sample. You just have to take one sample since there's only one. So we're almost done with the lead, and as I mentioned, it's automatically ramping down and slowing down. I'm gonna kind of fast forward through this and then I'll explain when we get to the next part. Okay, so you saw how it finished and it lifted itself up. We didn't do that. And it's automatically moving back. Now what it's going to ask us to do is we're going to have to press that green button again to take control of the spout. I'm going to wait until it's pretty close to where I want it, and then I'll do that. I gotta wait for it to move all the way back. Okay, now I'm going to take the joystick controls and I'm moving it forward. And we're in. Dropped it down. Okay. Now that it's in, we press the green button. And you're more than welcome, if you're concerned about whether you made it or not, you can go out and take a look. You know, there's nothing wrong with walking out there and making sure it's in the spout if you're concerned. On Bay 2, I sometimes recommend that. Okay, I press the green button. I just heard the buzzer. It's gonna start filling, and once again, I'm gonna have to ramp up the speed using this. I've already shown you that, so I won't show you again. While this is loading, one thing I do wanna mention is sometimes this camera can freeze. And the way to check that, of course, is to go see if the position of the spout outside matches the position of the camera, if you think that's happened. If it has frozen, there's a power strip under here. You turn that power strip off, that resets the camera. Turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, we'll go to when we're all done. Okay, it's just about done ramping down. Spout's up. Wait for the screen light starts flashing, but you don't need to do anything about it. And there we go. That's how you load an Alley 1 and Alley 2. Okay, we're gonna chalk our tires, go up and close our dome lids. I need 2 hands, I'll resume after that. So we closed up our hatches, got everything locked down. If you did have any cement spill up there, they do have these hoses that you can use. What you do is you grab it, you take it out there, and then you gotta flip that switch, make sure the valve's open, and then it can vacuum the cement off if you want to use that. Again, make sure the racks are all the way up. When we punch out, you'll also need your samples. Swipe your card. Okay, so we're gonna, what it's asking for is your sample. So you take this and scan it like that. It enters it in there. Scan the next one. There we go. And we slide them into that spot. We're gonna hit done after we've scanned in our sample. If everything looks good, you go ahead and use your finger to sign, and you can hit done. We'll then finish the paperwork, and it's going to print it out right here. We'll reach under here, grab the 2 papers, and both papers are ours. We can take them and go. We don't need to leave a copy. After that, we will remove our wheel chock that we put under our wheels, and we'll pull out and drive out of here. And you are all done. That's how to get loaded here at Ash Grove. Figure I may as well show you pulling out. Why not? Again, I removed the wheel chock. I'm checking my mirrors to make sure the rack is clear. Just pull out kind of straight. Over there's where we pulled in. We're gonna veer over here to the right. And then I'm gonna head left once I get up to the stop sign to go deliver. Okay, I think that's it. That's all I can show you. Enjoy. Well, I hope that video was really helpful to you. If you would like, click over here. This is the subscribe button. You'll get more asphalt tips, tricks, safety videos, and stuff like that. After that, click over here to watch more of our videos so you can also become an asphalt tar master. Be safe out there and keep on hauling asphalt.